Hey, welcome back everyone. It is now March 18th of 2020, and ever since the release of Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker, a lot of fans have been very curious about the future of the Star Wars franchise by Disney and Lucasfilm to see exactly how they're going to handle everything moving forward throughout this entire decade, such as the new movies, the TV shows, and so on and so forth. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, the thing about the new Disney CEO, Bob Chapek, I'm sure a majority of you out there have heard that he took over Bob Iger, the previous CEO of Disney, and is now running everything Star Wars. So Chapek is hard at work on really making some big changes over at Lucasfilm to really propel fans into a new era of Star Wars. We're talking about out-universe here, not in-universe in terms of a new era in terms of how Disney handles Star Wars moving forward, and exactly what Star Wars is going to feel like, right? We're talking about the tones of these new movies and these TV shows. Given that Kathleen Kennedy no longer has creative control over these new movies, which, by the way, is amazing, but at the same exact time, Bob Chapek will be introducing new material that we would have never seen if Bob Iger was still leading Disney and in the talks with Kathleen Kennedy and more. Now, with that being said, what's really intriguing about Disney's Bob Chapek is that, of course, he's really making drastic changes to the sequel trilogy. A lot of retcons are coming our way. He's been talking with the Lucasfilm creatives behind the scenes in order to develop new retcons for the sequels. Now, on top of all of this, what's really intriguing is that now that both Disney and Lucasfilm are finished with The Rise of Skywalker, they are focused on their new Star Wars trilogy of films, as well as their new Star Wars universe that is set to bring fans into a new mythology of Star Wars. Now, it's noted that the new Disney CEO, Bob Chapek, is making major changes over at Lucasfilm to create a better future for Star Wars in general. Now, it's noted that Bob Chapek has a major plan in place in order to provide major retcons to the sequel trilogy era that will reshape the franchise for the fans, where one of the major plans by Bob Chapek is to reset or restart The Last Jedi in various ways. It's explained that Chapek plans to release a new cut of The Last Jedi by sometime in 2022 on Disney Plus that will include a series of new deleted scenes that will be a part of a brand new cut for the film. Not just that, but also Disney is currently developing a retcon of Luke Skywalker's death that will be told in a completely different way in the new Star Wars universe that is about to provide fans a better alternative to Luke's death at the very end of The Last Jedi. It's said that Disney is trying the best as they can in order to make the fans happy around the world and to create material that will satisfy those fans who had issues with the last two films of the sequel trilogy by J.J. Abrams and Rian Johnson. Now, this is also an attempt to save aspects of the characters of Luke Skywalker in multiple ways in order to create a different side of his character. The story of Snoke and Palpatine during the events of The Last Jedi will also be explored that will drastically change the story of The Last Jedi as well in the process. Now, let's examine this. The thing here that I do disagree with is the fact that they primarily are focused on bringing this out in 2022 sometime, strictly for Disney Plus. We're not going to have a Blu-ray cut of the movie. It's not going to be on disc or 4K or anything like that. It's going to be strictly for Disney Plus. My main problem with this is, let's say hypothetically, if they stop the Disney Plus streaming service, what happens to this cut of The Last Jedi? Are they going to transfer it to the Blu-ray or not? That's a big question open on the table for discussion. The thing about the new cut of the film that they are currently planning and that Chapek is actually already working very hard on is that not just that, but he's also allowing George Lucas to arrange specific scenes of The Last Jedi's new cut, as well as Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau, since they are now pretty much getting promoted as new creatives and a part of Lucasfilm to have more creative control over all existing projects in the early development phase. Now, there's no doubt about it that The Last Jedi really needs a lot of fixing, and I'm sure some of you at least out there will disagree with me on that, which is fine. But in my opinion here, The Last Jedi does need a major facelift. In fact, I'm not even quite sure that taking some of the deleted scenes and mixing them in with the new cut of the movie will even do anything drastically per se, but I think it's really going to bring the movie to the point where it's going to get a step up and it's going to feel different in a more positive sense. Again, there are a lot of scenes in The Last Jedi that were taken out by Rian Johnson that really was not the greatest decision in my opinion, such as Luke mourning the death of Han Solo and other scenes out there that involve Snoke and more. So that's another thing, is that they are looking to retcon Luke's death in the new Star Wars universe and to actually tell the story of Snoke and Palpatine behind the scenes during the events of The Last Jedi. Now, I don't know if you guys have read the novelization of The Rise of Skywalker, but in the novelization, we do learn that the Snoke clones and Snoke himself are abominations of Palpatine's attempt at cloning himself. So essentially, Snoke and the clones of Snoke are failed Palpatine clones. Very interesting. Now, we do know that in the novel, Snoke is a pawn of Palpatine. He does anything that Palpatine tells him to do, and at times, Palpatine would even be able to hijack that body to actually take control of it. And it's going to be a very interesting thing to see exactly how this all works on the screen. So anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.